Hey guys, welcome to Philosophy on Point. This is part one, building a do-it-yourself practice bow to use with a hinge release for archery. Now, I'm not going to get into what the channel's about today. I'm just going to put this together. So as you can see, I'm just taping up this metal frame. Now, don't worry too much about what I'm using. I'm going to put that in the description below. So basically, I'm just taping on this foam roll that was on this bracket that I bought. Now, it was pretty cheap. And as you can see, I'm just doing this pretty roughly. The process is nothing special. Now, you could probably take this foam off in hindsight because it gives quite a wide grip. And even though I don't show it in this video, I ended up modifying it by cutting into it a bit. I may put something on our Facebook page that shows the modified version later on. But for now, let's just keep going. So I've got that foam taped on and I'm just about to tape on this this red band. It's an exercise band. It's actually the lightest one that they had in the shop. And the reason I bought it was because it was cheaper, and with a short amount of stretch on it, it's still pretty tight. So you'll see there's a little square of folded over tape there on the table. And in a second, you're going to see what I'm going to use that for. So I'm just going to quickly wrap this tape around here just to hold that band in place. And there you go. So it's basically just to stop the exercise band from getting damaged on the end of the bracket. So I'm going to quickly put that on there and then get onto the other side and do the same thing basically. So a few wraps and there we go. And the other side, like I said, wrap that one up. And it's pretty straightforward. Just keep wrapping. Don't worry if it's a bit messy, because at the end of the day, as long as you're happy with it and it does what you need it to do. So there's plenty of strength in that, and that's only got the ends taped at this stage. And don't worry that it's so flexible and floppy on there. You'll see at the end that it really doesn't matter. Now, I'm just going to tape the rest of the band around the frame for the moment. And as you'll see, I'm just being pretty rough. You can see that there's a bit of a crossover in a minute on the bottom of the bow. So just tape that on. Tape it in a few places just to secure it, make it easier to handle as well as you're going along. So what I'm doing here is doubling over what will essentially be the bowstring. And on both sides. So there's that bit I was talking about where it's a bit dodgy, it's rolled over, but at the end of the day it doesn't matter. It's going to do the intended job. So just tape down the other end. And what I don't show in this video is, you can see in the center of the band there's a piece of tape, and it's around the first section. That's where the string's going to be attached. Now, as you'll see here, the tape is now around both pieces. Now I've got white tape here, and the reason I've got white tape instead of just continuing with the black is because I was actually running out of the black tape and I want the whole thing to look the same. Now that's totally unnecessary and it's just what I wanted to do. I'm just using these bits of black tape to tape over the ends just to hold them a little more securely, or to hold the end of the band a little more securely, so that with use, hopefully it doesn't move around too much. And just just gone over at an angle. I didn't want to go right over the sides, or it would probably pull up as I pull back on the bow. So like that. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just rip a piece off, wrap it over there, and it's going to do the job. You can see it's pretty firm. So then I just continue to wrap with this white tape, and I think I mentioned before, but I'll include what materials are required to build this in the description below. Now in part 2, what I'm going to do, because in this one I'm just going to finish wrapping this up, and we're going to have basically just a structure built. And with part 2, I'm going to go ahead and put the finishing touches on, and then I'm going to go ahead and fire the bow and, you know, just kind of test it out with a release. I'm going to use a hinge release from Stan, and I'm also going to do a little video on that release as well. I'll probably put that one out sometime after part 2 of this video. So there we go, finished that. Now if you guys have got any comments, make sure you leave them down below, and if you've got any questions, ask away. It's a pretty simple project. I think even a kid could do this. So yeah, leave any comments you got below, even if it's telling me how silly it is. In the meantime, give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe down below. Thanks guys.